everyone. We'll just wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join in. You could give a close-up of this. So these are some spaghetti strands which I've already rolled, and we're also going to be making from scratch. So we'll just wait another 2-3 minutes for everyone to join, and then we can begin the demo. I've put my water on boil here, so that when we begin in a couple of minutes, we can directly boil our pasta. So shall we begin? Hi everyone, I'm Dimki Giria here. I'm the founder of Gourmetize. Today we're going to be making pichi pasta. So what is pichi pasta? Pichi pasta means hand rolled pasta. It's a rustic form because you're not going to be using a pasta machine here. Pichi pasta originated from Tuscany, which is a place in Italy. It's not very common in India as yet, but I found it very fascinating that you could also make pasta at home. And what better skill to learn right now in lockdown when you're not able to step out too much. We're going to be using regular, easily available ingredients. I'll be tossing the spaghetti with pesto sauce. You might not find basil close by to your place. You could just learn it today. I'm going to give you variations for the pesto as well. But you could always cook the pasta in your favorite choice of sauces, whether it's red, white, aglio, anything. So we're going to begin today with immediately boiling the pasta, which I've already rolled out. I'm going to tell you why. In this pan of water, I'm going to be putting 1 heaped teaspoon of salt. Okay? This is the spaghetti which I had rolled out, the pichi. I'm just directly putting this in the water. This would take about 9 minutes to 10 minutes easily. So I'm going to set a timer. Yeah, I'm going to set a timer so we could check after that. Let's begin with our dough. What I have done is I've taken half maida and half whole wheat. Complete whole wheat does not taste nice. Complete maida obviously tastes very good, but for health reasons, I wanted to find a balance between both. So I've taken 25 grams of maida here, and then 25 grams of whole wheat. This is going to give me exactly that amount of quantity. So you're obviously going to adjust it according to the number of people you're cooking for. The whole wheat has been sieved in the maida sieve, the very fine mesh sieve. In this, I'm going to add a bit of salt. That's just according to taste. So I'm just adding about half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Just mix it a bit. And then to this, I'm going to add 35 to 40 ml of hot water. This is not going to be boiling. It's just going to be just hot that you could touch the water. This is a very important step. You need to add hot water so that the dough binds very well. Now why I say 35 to 40 is because the quality of the wheat at your place could be different. So just boil 40 ml and keep it ready, and then add bit by bit to make a dough. The variation to this is you could also put spinach puree or beetroot puree if you want to make colorful spaghetti. Like today you saw that I had made a green pasta as well. So the green pasta is nothing but some spinach which I have not boiled or blanched. I've directly just washed it and blended it in the mixie with a little bit of water. After it's been liquidified, I measured it out. It was 40 ml, and that 40 ml is what I added to the dough. You could make red by adding beetroot puree. You could make yellow by adding turmeric, fresh turmeric or pumpkin puree. So the nutrition value is also taken care of for your kids, and it looks colorful and presentable. Once I make this dough, once it comes together, I'm just going to be dusting a bit of flour on this plastic and kneading it for 3-4 minutes. It's just basic kneading, no fancy handwork required. I'll be answering questions at the end of the session. So if you have anything, you could just type it in the chat window and I'll answer them in the end. The dough just has to become smooth. You could see how it is. It's smooth and pliable in the hand. At this point, what I found best was that you leave this dough to rest for about half an hour minimum to about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, that's it. Don't leave it overnight. Just leave it to rest for about half an hour to 2 to 3 hours, that's it. But since I cannot, since it's a live session and I'm not going to be waiting for half an hour, I'm going to just teach you how to roll this particular dough. Once it's rolled, you just take out tiny bits, go back to your childhood when you would use clay and roll them into thin strands like this. Like this. So this particular pasta is not going to be as thin as spaghetti. It is going to be slightly thick. Don't worry, that is how it's supposed to be. I'm going to put it on this plate which I've dusted with flour. Generously dusted, that's very important because we want the pasta to dry out a bit. Once you rest it, you might find that the dough has become a bit rough. So what you're going to do is use the palm of your hand and just rub it once so that it becomes smooth again, and then use the tips of your fingers to roll it out like this. You could get your kids involved in this. That's what I did when I made it for my family. My kids helped me roll it out. It was like a clay project for them and it was a lot of fun. You could also use this style of rolling it. This also works out, that is. And you could do them in whatever length you want, whatever length you're comfortable with eating at home, long strands or thin ones. I'm just going to show a couple more and then we'll move to the sauce. So this is what you need to do. This thickness is what you'll be able to achieve. Once you make your spaghetti, you're just going to dust it on top with flour again so that they don't stick to each other. Make sure you put them in a tray or a plate which is big and lay out each strand separately. Even if it's closed, it's fine. The most important thing is it shouldn't stick to each other. Once you make all your spaghetti, what you could do is just make bunches like this and place them so that it's easier for you and you don't waste too much space laying the strands. Now that this is done, You could immediately put it for boil, or you could even make these strands and cover it nicely and leave them for few hours and then cook them fresh just before you make toss the pasta with the sauce. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to teach you how to make pesto sauce. I don't make pesto sauce with oil. Yeah. This is 1 cup of basil leaves. And then I've taken 1/3 cup of cashews. I've soaked them for 2-3 hours. The reason why I soak them is so that the puree comes out very creamy. We don't want pieces of it coming. And then I add garlic cloves, about 3 to 4. Salt. A bit of lemon juice. And some fresh pepper. To this I'm going to add a bit of water. And puree it into a nice chutney. Just a bit more water. And it's a perfect time, it's 9 minutes. So once I just puree this, I'm going to check on the pasta. That's it. So you could come closer. So what happens is, once the pasta is boiled, it rises up to the surface. Put enough water so that there is space for the dough to move around. You could see that the pasta has come on top of the surface. I'm just going to strain it here. Another important thing is, you remember that you need to reserve the pasta water. Here. Now we're going to cook the pasta. To the pan, I'm going to add a bit of olive oil. I don't believe in too much of oil in my cooking, so this is just a small dash, like 1 teaspoon. And into this cold olive oil, I'm going to add my garlic. The reason why I do that is so that in the cold olive oil, while the olive oil is cooking, the garlic also infuses into the olive oil and the flavor comes out more fragrant. And then I'm going to be adding some cherry tomatoes. You could add any vegetable you want, bell peppers, onions, zucchini, baby corn, broccoli, anything at all. I'm just going to keep it simple today by adding cherry tomatoes and olives, that's it. When you break the pasta, it should come out very easily. That's it. And anyway, the pasta is going to continue cooking in the pan. So I advise you that you cook the pasta right before you're going to be making your sauce, so that immediately once you turn it, you could put it here. I'm going to add a bit of the pesto sauce here.
Is this full garlic or chopped garlic?
I've just minced it, just crushed it a bit. I like big pieces, you could also cut them. So this, I'm going to be adding a bit of the olive oil. The reserved pasta water. That's it. And then add my spaghetti to this because it needs to continue cooking a bit more, and also so that the sauce infuses itself very nicely into the pasta. Now, why I add the reserved pasta water and not fresh water? So the pasta has already cooked in this water and we've put salt in it. So it's become quite starchy. If you add the same water into the pasta when you're cooking it, it helps infuse the sauce very well into the spaghetti. If you add regular water, or if you wash the pasta with water under running water and then put it here, then the starch gets lost completely and then the sauce is not going to adhere to each strand. Now you could just flavor it how you like. I'm going to be adding a bit of chili flakes, a bit more pepper, I'm not going to add salt because, as you remember, we added salt in the pasta water, so it's already going to be a bit salty, and the the pesto also contains salt. So the salt is going to be as per your taste right now. That's it. This is done. At the end, I'm just going to add a dash of lime just for that sourness. You can add vinegar or balsamic vinegar, either of both. It literally just takes 2 minutes to cook. If the quantity is higher, obviously it's going to take a few minutes more. I'm just going to plate it here. Add some olives on top just to make it pretty. And there you go. Pici pasta is ready. I hope you like the recipe, and I'm open to taking questions now if you have any.
Recipe for pesto.
So pesto, I've taken 1 cup of packed basil leaves, Italian basil leaves. I've taken 1/3 cup of soaked cashews. The soaking time has to be 2 hours minimum, up till overnight also. Then I add 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, 1 teaspoon of lime juice and water. That's it. I don't add cheese, I don't add olive oil. It's as per your taste. If you don't mind adding cheese, you could add Parmesan cheese or regular Amul cheese as well. If you don't have basil leaves now, you could do the same recipe with spinach leaves, with parsley leaves and with dill leaves. All 3 taste really good, but Italian basil tastes the best. You could make the same pasta with arrabbiata sauce, pomodoro sauce, white sauce, aglio olio. Everything tastes good. Yeah? Thank you so much for viewing this video. Please like, comment and share if you liked it. Bye.